Bash was a little boy who loved to play. He ran fast and jumped high. But Bash had a problem. He often bumped his head. At home, he would bump into doors. At school, he would hit his head on desks. In the playground, he would bonk his noggin on the monkey bars.
Bash didn't seem to mind. He thought it was funny. Every day, Bash would come home with a new bump. His mom, Agma, would put ice on his head. His dad would shake his head and sigh. Bash's friends started to call him Bumpy Bash. They thought it was a cool nickname. Bash liked it too. He started to bump his head on purpose to make his friends laugh.
Bash's teachers noticed his bumpy behavior.
Agma and Bash's dad were very worried. They sat Bash down for a serious talk.
"Bash, honey, you need to stop bumping your head," she said gently. "It's dangerous. You could really hurt yourself."
"Son, your brain is precious. We need to protect it," he added. Agma explained how the brain works. She told Bash about neurons and how they help us think. She showed him pictures of healthy brains and injured ones. Bash's eyes grew wide. He had never thought about what was inside his head before. His dad talked about helmets and being careful. He told Bash stories of people who got hurt from head injuries.
"I'm fine," he told them. "Nothing bad has happened to me yet."
Agma sighed. She knew Bash was being stubborn. She tried one more time to get through to him. Despite his parents' warnings, Bash continued his bumpy ways. He ran through the house, bouncing off walls. He crashed into trees while playing outside. At school, he headbutted his locker to open it. Bash thought he was invincible. He believed nothing could hurt him. His friends cheered him on. They thought Bash was the bravest kid in school.
One day, Bash had a big idea. He wanted to do the biggest bump ever. He climbed to the top of the tallest slide in the playground. Bash stood up and looked down. It was very high. His friends gathered around, excited to see what he would do. Bash took a deep breath. He was going to slide down head first.
Bash's best friend Tim looked worried.
"Are you sure about this?" he asked. Bash just grinned. "Of course," he said. "Ugh, my head hurts a lot. Where am I?"
Bash woke up in the hospital. He couldn't remember what happened.
"Oh, Bash, you're awake. Thank goodness."
Agma was sitting next to his bed, holding his hand. She had been crying. Bash's dad stood by the window looking very worried. "Son, you gave us quite a scare." A doctor came in with a serious face. He showed Bash some pictures of his brain.
"Bash, you have a concussion. Your brain is bruised from all the bumping. You might have trouble remembering things now, and you might get headaches a lot. You're lucky, though. It could have been much worse. You could have been paralyzed or even died."
Bash felt scared. He had never thought about these dangers before.
I didn't know it was this serious."
Agma hugged Bash gently.
"We tried to warn you, but you didn't listen."
Bash felt tears in his eyes. He remembered all the times his parents had told him to be careful. He thought about all the times he ignored their advice. Now, he was in the hospital. After Bash came home from the hospital, things were different. He had to take it easy. No more running in the house, no more crashing into things. Bash had to wear a special helmet when he went outside.
At first I felt embarrassed. I thought the other kids would make fun of me.
But something surprising happened. Bash's friends were happy to see him. They didn't tease him about the helmet. Instead, they asked if he was okay. They wanted to know how they could help.
Tim even got his own helmet. He said, "Now we can match."
Bash felt grateful for his friends. He realized that true friends care about your safety.
At school, my teachers were very understanding. They gave me extra time to finish my work. They let me take breaks when my head hurt. I started to pay attention in class.
As time passed, Bash's head got better. He could do more activities, but he was much more careful now. Bash found new ways to have fun that didn't involve bumping his head. He started reading adventure books. He learned to play chess. Bash even joined the school's science club. He discovered that using his brain was more exciting than bumping it.
My experience changed how I saw the world. I noticed other kids doing dangerous things. Instead of cheering them on, I would warn them about the risks. I shared my story with younger students. I told them about the importance of brain safety.
Many kids listened to Bash. They started wearing helmets and being more careful. Bash felt good about helping others stay safe.
At home, my relationship with my parents improved. I appreciated their love and concern. I started helping around the house without being asked. I talked to my parents about my day and my feelings.
Agma and Bash's dad were proud of how much their son had grown.